Welcome to another episode of By the Railside Podcast Movie Review. This week, we're starting a little bit different. But first off, with us today, we've got Justin,
Whoa.
Jeff,
That's me.
and myself, Zach. I think Jordan's got a bit of a migraine, so he's going to miss this week's episode. Starting with our new genre of movie reviews, or I think we're going to categorize as seasons. Season 2, we'll be doing a Twitch stream after we record the podcast every Saturday, as well as throughout the week. So just follow us on Twitter by the Railside, just at by Railside, and you'll know when we go live, or just tune in every Saturday around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to catch us playing games, shooting the shit, saying everything that we want to say without getting banned. Also, one of our guys has started back up on his YouTube channel. Jeff, tell us about that.
Hi, my name's Jeff. I've been watching some people play Slay the Spire recently, and it's really made me want to play it some days. And I already had that shitty YouTube channel that I didn't use anymore, so I just decided to record it sometimes and put it up there sometimes. I only have one episode thing up right now. I have another one recorded. I just have to compress it, and then it's ready to be uploaded. But the channel name is like Amza Games, AAMZA, on YouTube. Other than that, yeah, it's all just low quality random gameplay stuff, probably, with a schedule of whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, so go check him out. And Justin, you want to give out your cell phone number so all the babes can text you?
No.
Good call. I was debating. I didn't know where it was gonna go. I didn't know if you would just say no or you just gave out my phone number, and I'd be like real mad.
Let's give out Shelby's.
Oh yeah, let's
If
do
this
that.
was the early 2000s, I might actually know your number.
That is true. I know my number.
I know mine
I know
too.
my
but
number.
Uh,
289-680-0489.
ooh,
That was
someone's getting
actually
doxxed.
extremely close to my real one.
Any
Well-
guessers?
We just doxed someone, so
That's all right.
have fun with that. Order them pizza if you're gonna be nice,
Or dildos.
Yeah, well that's also being nice.
Dildos are expensive.
Rent them from Zach.
Yeah, come on down to the Dildo Emporium.
Dildos are expensive. I haven't been in a sex shop in a long time, but last time I was in one, the like cheapest actual just like dildo, not one of those little bullet vibrator things, was like $40. And I'm like, man, this is like literally if you had a mold, you could make this for like $3.
Zach's got mold.
I
Yeah.
meant like silicone, not Black Death mold,
It's not growing anymore. It's still just there though.
allegedly.
It's told me.
It's gaining sentience.
All right, this week
Hey,
we
yeah.
what?
Good job.
All right, you introduced the movie. Okay, go ahead.
This week, we watched the movie called The Endless. This is the 2017 version, not the 2020 version that I didn't know existed until I looked up the description of this movie.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know. I looked up Endless film, and there's a 2020 version. It appears to be a completely different movie.
Oh.
Uh,
Well, hopefully I'd watch the right one.
Did you watch one about a death cult?
Like a Cthulhu kind of time bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the actually not actual description of this movie is Cthulhu time bubbles. Basically, these people, when they were children, were part of what the one brother Justin called a UFO death cult. Basically, if you ever heard of the story of those people who all got in a kumbaya, drank some Kool-Aid, and killed themselves, that's what he's referring to. And then years later, they get I think it's 10 years later, they get a tape that's like, hey, everything's great, we're ascending, blah, 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 kind of bullshit, blah. So the one brother's like, what the fuck's that all about? And the other one's like, I told you they're a UFO death cult. So somehow this means that they want to go, or the one brother, anyways, that doesn't remember much, wants to go back and see what's going on there. And then shit gets weird because they went back to a UFO death cult.
Yeah. So, what did you guys think of the movie?
Honestly, I didn't mind it. The one with one caveat though, the whole movie seemed to be in slow mo for some reason. So I literally watched it on 1.2 speed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now I don't know what the fuck that movie just seemed to be in slow motion. Uh, but outside of that, I honestly didn't mind it. I really like the concept of movies of their like being a god or a higher power that's not just like Christian God everyone prays and then nothing actually happens, but like one that actually just like fucks with people for no apparent reason and just is involved. I think that's much. It's an interesting concept and whatnot. This one, how they actually did it was a little hit or miss sometimes, but the overall concept, I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the concept as well, but the main characters were fucking retarded. But like my main issue with them is that like the first scene when they're like before they've gone to the cult, I guess that we're supposed to be like they're poor, their life is shitty, whatever. But like I don't understand why what's the other one? Aaron is the younger brother.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Aaron blames all of his problems on Justin, and then we're just kind of like we're only told that he's all the problems. We're never like shown why, other than him being like, we should leave this cult. And then at the end of the movie, they're just like, yeah, I trust you to like make decisions now. Our brotherly friendship, blah blah, is fixed. And I like that part. It felt like it wasn't earned. So I didn't like that aspect of the movie. But the concept of like time bubbles and like some dark god like fucking with people and shit like that for his own amusement, yeah, I like that part.
Yeah, the ending seemed to be from a different movie. I'll definitely give you that.
Yeah, it's to play that off. They definitely had the build up to that ending pretty well. Like you didn't need so much explaining. You could definitely tell that Justin was the older brother and Justin was the one that wanted um wanted to be the leader, wanted to like control the things around him, and then but also you could almost tell that he's coming at it from a point of wanting to protect his little brother, which probably came from I think that they originally were in the cult because of their mom died in like a car crash, and then one of the cult members came and pulled them out of the burning car, which is odd because I don't know how, like, I don't know what age they got out of the cult thing or how often that 3 moon thing happened.
My understanding, so each bubble had its own timeline. Like some was like a couple seconds, one was like a week or something like that. I believe at some point they say for the main group it was 10 years or something.
It had been 10 years since the brothers left. I don't know if that also coincided with the loop or not.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of weird because they said if you spend too much time in the loop, then you're permanently there. But like, why were they able to leave in the first place? I guess.
Yeah, I think that had something to do with like the coming of age thing because the Hal guy said you don't.
Oh yeah, he does say once you're old enough, then you're
Yeah.
part of it or something.
Yeah, so I think the god doesn't fuck with children. Maybe I don't know. Which I mean, if this was a science fiction movie, I'd have a lot more problems with it because, like, science fiction, you have to have like rational reasons and whatnot. Things have to be explained. Whereas if it's just a god fucking with you, you're just like, well, the god does whatever it wants, right? Like,
Yeah. I liked how um, maybe not maybe so much like how Aaron felt. Like it's been 10 years since they got out, and the cult was they exposed it as a cult type thing, and the way that ex cultists are treated, it gave me like ex con vibes. Like they were in these shitty jobs. Like you weren't making a lot of money. It was hard to meet people, meet girls, especially. That was one of the stories that Aaron told. They called him a deprogrammer, but just the sheer fact that you end up like these people escaped from this brainwashing, and then because of what they went through and what they were a part of, they almost like alienated them again, and then it's just going to lead them to where they were, which was going back to the cult.
yeah, and I can see that happening, but I also don't really understand it. Like, they left the cult, so why are people avoiding them? Like, I it's weird. It'd be like someone who was raised in Scientology realized it's bullshit, leaves, and then being like, "No, I don't want to talk to you because you realized it was bullshit." To me, that's not like a good reason to not talk to someone, but I can see how some people would be like, "Ugh, gross," kind of thing. But it's not a reasonable thing, in my opinion.
I think it was just like a bad attempt at showing that they were socially awkward because they grew up in a commune or something like that. But yeah, they didn't show that aspect. Like everything about those two characters, like outside of the cult, like just felt not fleshed out at all to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were sort of just living in that dingy apartment, working, I guess, a house cleaning job. I don't know. They were just like in a kitchen using just a Brillo pad to clean the counters, and then using the other people's stuff to cook their fucking ramen.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like I can understand Aaron being like having, because he left when he was a kid. All he remembered was like a family and having good food to eat, and like everything seemed good to him. So for him, leaving just made no sense. And then whereas Justin like remembers like what it actually was, but it's weird that he just kind of goes along with them too. I don't know. It's kind of,
He was trying to fix him.
yeah.
He's sad, so we take him back to the thing that led to his sadness. It's genius.
What did you guys think about the character of Shitty Carl? He was
Shitty Carl?
he was the guy that when they were coming in, he kept just like walking around, and then
Oh.
and Justin found him like it looked like he just killed himself, and then he popped out of nowhere. Yeah, his character's name is Shitty Carl.
I like
Nice.
since I watched the movie Sped Up, he was the only character that you could visually see was sped up. That's how slow everything else in the movie was. But it was funny because he had that weird stiff walk to begin with, and that stiff walk plus being sped up, it looked like he shit himself and was hurrying to the bathroom, and that was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean he basically walked like that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? Did you guys notice that I think her name was Lizzie, looked exactly like Pokimane?
I don't know who Lizzie is.
Oh.
She was the painter.
She looked like Pokimane?
Yep, her face is like identical. It was creepy.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Not the hair, but yeah, just the facial features.
Yeah, no, the face
I
is like
definitely
it's like
see
you
it.
fucking took Pokey's face and like put it on her.
I could probably walk into Pokimane in the street and not know it's her, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
They're the worst simp there is.
I'm not a simp. Also, that gets you banned on Twitch, so no bueno.
Yeah, well, luckily we're not on there. So, also, this one will get you banned on Twitch. When he called Justin Shitty Carl called Justin a retarded hobbit. That killed me.
Yeah, Shitty Carl, I think, was like the most realistic character of the ones that like didn't want to be in the bubbles but got trapped in the bubble. The other ones are just like, okay, we're gonna persevere and be super positive, even though I'm a druggie tweaking out and shit like that. He's just like, I've been here for too long. I've been through a lot of loops. I'm fucking losing it.
Well, his loop was only 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, and it seemed like if you didn't kill yourself, then you basically got like disassembled atom by atom, which I guess was painful. So they were just like, yeah, just fucking kill yourself. It's better. But it was weird that the tweaker and the other guy were like, yeah, let's burn ourselves to death. But we have all these guns. It's like, why?
I think they were trying something new.
They were going
I
through
guess.
different methods of killing themselves, as if killing yourself in a different way is how you're going to get out somehow. But I mean, I guess depending on how long they've been there, right? They're just doing things for the sake of doing things.
How do you think like I'm assuming Justin and Aaron are both gonna remember what happened to them after when they finally escaped and all that craziness is behind them. How do you think Justin's feels knowing that? Because the one guy that was friends with the tweaker is the husband of the girl that was leaving the notes.
Yeah, and why didn't he say anything about that?
I think he just didn't want to like.
I mean, he
bring
basically
down-
would just, yeah, he would just basically be telling them like, hey, your wife isn't happy and she's stuck in a death loop just like you. Like that just, it doesn't change anything other than make that guy more sad. So I can see why he
I'm
didn't.
just an asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if the god doesn't fuck with kids, then either that kid actually just died in the forest, or he got picked up, or something. I don't really know. They were looking for their kid. I thought.
No, they were looking for the husband who got stuck in a time loop, and that's why they couldn't find him. The kids with the grandparents.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
And the husband, I think, went to go find the
His
crackhead.
buddy. Yeah. Yeah, husband went in to find his buddy, found his buddy, got stuck in his buddy's time loop. His wife goes in to find him, gets stuck in a different time loop. Timmy goes to grandma's.
Do you guys like the character of Smiling Dave? That fucking spaz.
That was a weird one too. Like they really just like, we need unique characters. Let's just throw some random shit in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that they have all these things that they just don't explore. Like they say like, oh, he drilled into his head to be permanently high, but he drilled too far. It's like, okay. And it's like, yep, that's the story of that character. Like, what?
And the bearded guy, like he seemed like he could have been an interesting character. He wasn't 100% down with the cult kind of stuff. He was like, he was there to make the money, but he also wanted to help other people. And they're just like, he walks up, don't do anything you don't want to, and then leaves and is just like standing guard outside the gatehouse. But they never actually explored anything about him.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah, it gave off like some vibes that you just like they were already skeptical about returning to this cult thing, and then when they return and they're like, oh, I don't remember all this stuff, but like how are you not questioning if you already have the skepticism that the giant fucking lock on the door, just in general the weird people that's going on, like, and the fact that literally no one looked older. Like, no one had aged 10 years at all.
Yeah, the main characters, like Justice said, they're literally just retarded, right? Like they see, I mean, at the beginning it's a little subtle, but a painting they left 10 years ago is just completely fine by the side of the road that's not protected by anything. They look down the street two ways and there's two sets of birds doing the exact same thing, making unnatural patterns in the sky. Like they're just like the most oblivious people on the planet, just to kind of further the story, which really sucks. The movie could have been really good if they actually like fleshed out characters and made them reasonable. Instead, they're just like, nope, morbid curiosity is what's gonna push this story through.
Yeah, and it seemed like the outer characters, not like the main group. So like Shitty Carl, um, and then the other guy in the he had to go get the guns from the tweaker. Those guys all seem just hilarious. Like
Yeah.
one of the other quotes that came from the tweaker guy, he's just like, "You come to the woods with your hair combed forward, gelled. You're all hunched over like some kind of James Bond with scoliosis trying to hide a boner." And then it's like, there's certain things are just like, oh my god. Um, but these guys ended up. They're also the I think the writers that like Justin and Aaron, the two main characters, were the writers and directors as well.
What was the budget on this thing? Do you know?
I'm trying to find that now. I know it made 900,000, 950,000.
Shit, that's 1/500th of the budget for the Warcraft movie.
Yeah, it doesn't. IMDb for some reason doesn't tell me the budget. I can't imagine it's very high.
No, it had one of those like shitty camera kind of qualities to it too, right?
I wonder how much they spent on the CGI fire for that building instead
Yeah.
of just
And
building
how
a
the
fucking
fire
ship.
fucking floated above the deck as it was spreading across it.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't just like build a shitty shack and then just burn it. Like that
Yeah.
definitely would have been cheaper than whatever the fuck
Also,
they did.
also, how much did they spend on that fucking CGI cougar face that had nothing to do with anything and just walked away?
I think that was a
Yeah.
green screen. That looked
Because that-
very green screeny.
That cougar face was awful. And I know it was supposed to be slightly distorted because it was on the other side of the wall. And the god doesn't fuck with animals, apparently. Yet it fucks with birds. I don't really know what's going on there. But that cougar face looked fucking awful.
Yeah. What else was there? Was the when he goes for that run and he finds the what the fuck are they called? The, like shipping container, just like and then it just like lifts up, slams on the ground. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Gets surrounded by those pictures, and then he runs away. And then the camera does some weird, like
Yeah, it goes for a stroll.
yeah, it goes for a stroll, but then also it's like it's got beer goggles on. Like it just looked like the camera was drunk, and you're just like, what are you doing?
It's because it was going into one of the bubble walls, right? It was just showing that there was a boundary. But yeah, that was I can't even imagine how long that scene was not sped up. That scene and when he first goes for the run, it's like there's so much unnecessary slowness in that movie.
Yeah, the thing that bothered me the most about that scene was that there was what 5 or 6 photos. He only picks up one. Doesn't
Yeah.
even like. Okay, maybe you only take one back that's interesting, but didn't even look at the other ones. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then like again, you think this is a UFO death cult, okay? So weird shit's happening, like photos falling from the ground that you took or are pictures of certain areas or whatever. Okay, buildings are being raised, like trees are falling all around you. You think this is a death cult, so you're just gonna take the guy's advice and go jump into a lake? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that was like everything about the character, everything he said made you think that he was just like a critical thinker, skeptic, just like, this seems odd, like I'm not gonna do it. Then he finds the buoy and he's just like, fuck it, I'm jumping down, finding a tape that they then play at the dinner, and there's no way that tape would have played. That tape was crumpled to shit.
Well, I mean, everything they found, right, was crumpled to shit and all that. That was just the gods doing, and then the god made it work because that's how he communicated, right? Like, the fucking one guy digs up a hard drive that's got, like, sand in it. The disk is missing from the hard drive, and they're just like, plug it in, it'll work.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah, I kind of wish they had, like, maybe they were expecting to make a second one of this, or it's just one of those movies that you're supposed to just be like, I wonder what happened. But like, I wish they just like actually elaborated on like what the god's goal was. Like, does he get energy from like because they're not
People.
even tormented for the end. Like, he just sure he like disintegrates them at the end, but like, what does he get out of it? Like, he clearly gets something out of it. Like, maybe it's just joy, but it's just weird. Like, for the one that has like a 5 second lifespan where he just explodes. I don't know what happens at the end there. And then but then there's other one where you're just like, here's 10 years of people enjoying themselves. It's like, okay. Like,
Trying to explain that would be like trying to explain an impossible color, Justin.
I guess.
Yeah, that guy was. That guy had all the answers. Just fucking say it, you bitch.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of different Cthulhu beasts. Is there one that fits into this, or are they just one that because they reference Lovecraft twice, so I assume that that's what it was based on, but I don't know anything about Lovecraft lore.
I mean, one that specifically just fucks with people. There's oh shit, what's his name? But he has a physical. There's one that dresses up like a fucking Nigerian prince kind of thing, or Arabian prince, and goes around and gives people trinkets and whatnot. He's the only one that really interacts with people on a day-to-day kind of thing. But I don't recall anyone that's just time bubbles, fuck you kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's not much on even on the Wikipedia page for this movie to go in depth and see hey, how did you guys come up with this and what are you basing it off? No, there's nothing. It's looks like it was it was distributed or premiered at an indie film festival. That's about it. That's all I got.
That fucking the younger brother, Aaron or whatever, he is a gambling man. He's just okay, either my brother fucking lets me make a decision once in a while, or I'm living my entire life in a time loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first,
Jesus.
When he was talking about that, I was like, okay, so he doesn't understand the stakes. But then he explains it. He's like, yeah, no, I fully understand how retarded I'm being. And he's just like, yep, this is what we're doing. He's like, oh, okay.
Now, it's kind of an interesting question, though. If you could live relatively happily in the same 10-year span over and over and over again, would you, or would you rather have choice and be miserable sometimes and die miserable sometimes? Because it's not like you're in this movie, you're not living the exact same life. You're just in the same time period over and over again. You can still make new choices and whatnot. You just can't leave the bubble, right? You're just trapped geographically.
I mean, I probably live in the happy bubble.
If you can guarantee it being happy, I don't really understand why not.
It's I don't know. There was definitely some fucking weird libertarian viewpoint from the brothers where they're just if I can't be free, then I don't even want to live. But it's well, what do you okay? Well, what are you going to live in? You're fucked.
Living for the sake of living.
Yeah, it was but at least I can choose to do nothing. But because in the thing they go through, yeah, everyone has a passion. Nobody has to. Everyone just gets to get paid to doing their passion. I'm yes. Yeah. My communist dream.
Yeah. What about you, Zach?
I'm going opposite. I am not gonna live in a 10-year redo every single time, just because in my thinking it would end up being well, what the fuck is the point? Because everything that I'm going to accomplish right now is just gonna get torn up and screwed over in 10 years. So I might as well just drink and pound back those kegs.
Yeah, but
I mean that's pretty much real life too.
Except a little bit longer, and you can't guarantee you'd be happy.
Yeah. In 100 years, everything you've done will be torn up, destroyed, and then they're all just been miserable parts too.
Yeah, but I won't see it again and won't come back knowing oh my god, it really fucking again.
But that's from a perspective of life being shitty. If this is a guaranteed good life, though.
And again, it's not like you have to do the exact same thing each time, right? They're just replaying the timeline. They still get to make new choices and do different things because if it was the exact same timeline, then those brothers would have never shown up and all that kind of stuff, right? New people join, new friends come in, all that kind of stuff. But again, if you think about it that way too, if new people come and whatnot, how can you guarantee everything's going to be like positive at the same time, right?
Yeah, and then and then those people get stuck, and then you're stuck with those shitty people, and then you're
I
just
mean,
like,
we're
well,
talking about like a God-controlled bubble where everyone's happy, though, right?
yeah, but
Yeah,
those
but
some of those
is the
people
God
all
the one
walked
that's
in.
guaranteeing? Is the God the one that's guaranteeing happiness? What if Jiminy Mc the weird one, Shitty
Well,
Chris or whatever his
I mean,
name
they
is?
do talk about having a vote to like remove him. So I guess if it's
Can,
a situation with like, if the group doesn't like this person, they just get voted off the island, kind of deal.
as long as they do that before the loop, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if it actually is because when he pulls that one guy aside, like the old guy pulls that one guy aside, and then he was just like, because I think the old guy wanted them, or the younger guy wanted him to both of them to like to get stuck in the loop, and the old guy was like, no, like you have to let them choose if they're gonna stay or not. So I think the people actually wanted more people to stay. That's why like the crazy girl got like she was just wandering the woods and then like
With the meth head.
Who, Pokemon?
Yeah.
but she also said she
Yeah.
came from an asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Which, I mean,
she
you
was
get put in
also
asylum for drugs, right?
But yeah, like there are people that can walk in and get stuck in there. So I don't think the god
That would be
controls who's there.
super unlucky. I mean, it would probably definitely happen more often with the 6 second guy. I don't even know how his little bubble works. But can you imagine just like getting lost, accidentally walking into like a bubble you don't know is there the moment a god eats everyone? You're just like, well, I guess I'm here forever with all these people. I've got no idea who they
Yeah,
are.
because that was the wife. That's what happened with the wife.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's in the same loop, but she's miserable. So I do see what you mean. Uh, if you could guarantee being happy, then I would definitely go for it. But there'd have to be a lot of like caveats, right? If there's no guarantee to be happy, then just let me live normally, so that when I die, I don't have to be miserable anymore.
Did you solve the math problem, Jeff?
Yeah, the answer was 2.
Was it actually?
Real unlucky. Yeah.
So his answer to life was 2.
No, I have no idea what it was. I looked at it. I was like, I know some of these symbols, and then didn't bother. Um, I wonder what some of the mechanics are. Like, obviously, in the bubbles where you're by yourself, if you kill yourself, you restart immediately. What happens in the communal bubbles if you kill yourself? Do you restart immediately there too? Do you just like, and then what happens if like someone's standing in your restart zone when you kill yourself? Do you just like become the fly, or what happens there?
yeah, I don't know, the main guy or the pseudo leader, he says he's like there's never been a suicide on the premises or whatever, so
Mm-hmm.
we don't know. But yeah, I don't it was kind of weird with like him sitting next to his body there.
Yeah. I wonder why he'd like. I mean, maybe he couldn't, but I wonder why he didn't get rid of it. Right? Like the cigarette or whatever he was smoking went outside the barrier. So I wonder what would happen if he throw his dead body. Would it just like bounce back? But
Where does he go when he goes through the barrier?
He ends up
no,
back in his house.
yeah, he pops back up and restarts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know some of the like more in-depth mechanics, but I also think if they tried to do more in-depth mechanics, they'd probably just end up fucking it up more and leaving it at the it's a god being godly is probably for the best based on how awful some of the characters were already.
Yeah.
Now, were the like um, metal rings and glass? Was that them putting it there to mark their barriers? Because I know the I don't know what they're fucking called. Just the weird rock structures were those were the barriers as well, like the markers. But there was
Yeah,
always
they said that they were all of those statue things were in circles, so that's why their symbol was the circle.
Yeah, the steel and glass circles, that was literally just like their little logo for their camp. As far as that's what I got out of it anyways. The rock things are what actually did the were the magic barriers, and the other stuff was just them being like, "Yay, circles! Time is a flat circle."
We are a commune.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know. It doesn't seem that fucking the painter girl was definitely real odd. That scene where the Justin was getting his hand patched up, and she was like, "Oh, I used to do this for my crackhead boyfriend all the time," and then it was just like that weird deep stare, and then Hal comes in smoking a joint. He was just like, "Yeah, you two guys have fun." And then just
Yeah,
stared, watching them, like waiting for them to start
that
jerking each
was
other
the
up.
weirdest sexual tension scene I've ever seen. Like the girl, okay. The guy's reaction, okay. Hal is just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch you fuck. Why are you leaving?"
I'm guessing that's like probably a standard cult thing is like try to make them stay by giving them something to fuck.
Yeah, and that's all fine and whatnot. It was the fucking Hal just standing there staring while smoking a joint or whatever. I'm just
I
like,
mean, he
what are
was
you doing?
eating those like weird flower, whatever the fuck it was. So he was
Oh, so
probably
maybe he was just
like,
high as fuck.
yeah,
Like,
he was
I'm
just
gonna watch this.
Got some midsummer PTSD going on. Everyone's just gonna start moaning.
Yep.
But yeah, it definitely. I don't know. In the beginning, the literally, I think they only ate ramen because Aaron, like the main reason he wanted to go back, or the what it seemed would be, is just because, man, but fuck, they had good food, dude. Like,
Hey, carrots, man.
yeah, and real fish, not powdered fish. I was like, that's not even powdered fish, dude. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Salt.
Yeah, a lot of salt with a hint of scales.
Yeah, the main characters were definitely real shit.
It makes me super nervous because as I was looking to see if I've seen anything else they've been in or anything that they since they were the writer director, it looks like they're the ones that are helmed to direct, and I'm gonna assume possibly. Oh no, not right. Okay, so they're just directing, but they'll probably have a hand in the writing of the Moon Knight series that's coming to Marvel. And
What is that?
Moon Knight is like almost like a Daredevil style
Isn't he more like
character.
isn't he more like an anti-hero like
Yeah,
Deadpool?
yeah, yeah. Did I say Daredevil? I meant Deadpool.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. I think based on like how they handled this movie, like it wasn't the best directed thing, but it definitely had the like creepy vibes and stuff like that at some points. So I think they'll do well, but if they fuck up this character, there is going to be a lot of people angry.
Have they what else have they done?
Synchronic, Spring, VHS Viral, and Resolution. All things I've
Any
never heard of.
those?
Yeah, this one guy did a Twilight Zone episode. VHS is like that. It's like that one. I think is just a horror. It's a horror thing. I think it goes through like the alphabet, and then it's different like short stories and different horror things and people getting killed. I think
Oh,
it's that one.
I probably would really enjoy this because it's basically an anthology of found footage horror shorts.
Yeah. So this
They did the
one,
Bone Storm one.
this one is a sequel thing.
Yeah, VHS Viral's the third one, and they did the Bone Storm short in it. They also did a movie called Synchronic, which is probably another time one. Yeah, Time Travel Pill. Yep. I have some weird hard on for time travel. It also got $1 million in the box office. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Ooh, it had Anthony Mackie in it. He's pretty good. And
Also, Aaron and Justin's real names are Aaron and Justin.
Yeah, made it
Wow.
nice and simple. I think that a lot of the characters in this had like the same name as. Oh, maybe
Shitty
not.
Carl's name was James. Shane Brady was Shane Williams. I don't
Yeah.
remember a person named Shane.
Oh, Shane was he the?
Magician.
Yeah, I think he was the magician that just like hucked the
Mm,
baseball up, and then
yeah,
the one guy's like,
God caught it.
yeah, he's like, where to go?
David Lawson as Smiling Dave. Yeah, so there's like probably 30 to 40% of the characters in this movie use their real first name.
I wonder if it was written like that, or if
I
they
mean,
just.
I
They,
don't see why not, right? Like as long as you're not like a huge name actor and people are going to be like, "Oh my god, Jennifer's Lawrence name in every movie is Jennifer" kind of thing. If it's just like your small name people, then like who cares, right? Justin, Aaron, James, Shane, they're all reasonable names.
only a handful of them have last names in this.
Shitty Carl, last name Carl, first name Shitty.
Unlucky. What do you guys think about cults?
I mean, powerful if you get sucked in early, but I don't understand how people get sucked in. I mean, I do understand. It's because humans are actually retarded, but I don't. I just don't understand how you get sucked in as an adult.
You never developed the critical thinking part of your brain.
I haven't, or they haven't.
People.
Yeah, like
When you're arguing with religious people, which is the exact same thing. It's just
Yeah.
I don't. That doesn't agree with me, so you're lying. Oh,
same
right.
with conservatives.
They're all the same level of dumb.
Yeah, the cult of Trump.
Definitely a cult.
And earthers, all that shit. It's all just dumb shit, and most of the time devolves into weird racist shit.
Yeah, like I can see going into it. Why do I have so many fucking alarms going off right now? I can see getting into it if you were born into it and whatnot, and maybe if you're already a religious person and then there's some like weird offshoot or whatnot. But the people who go into Scientology like as adults and also are like, yes, paying $10,000 to get into this fucking man-made religion, and I have nothing against man-made religions, like modern day man-made religions. I think they have more use than fucking Christianity and whatnot because they know they're man-made, so they do stupid shit. But like,
Talking about like wage shit.
yeah, like Wiccan and
Gotcha.
and that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about like fucking.
It's all man-made. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about the more modern ones that know they're man-made, so then they're just like do whatever they want because fuck you. I just don't understand like who's like okay, this religion, talking about Scientology again, speaks to me for some reason, and a $10,000 price tag seems reasonable. Like, doesn't that go against most parts of religion that are just like, okay, you're supposed to be like super humble and whatnot? I know, like, not even the mainstream religions do that. They're like, be super humble. Also, our chapel is made entirely out of gold.
Yeah. Well,
Donate to me. Flies away in a private jet.
yeah. Well, Christianity.
It's so he could be
originally-
closer to God.
Yeah. Christianity originally, like you had to donate like
A percentage.
yeah, it was like either
Easier for a rich man to thread the eye of a needle than to get into heaven or something weird like that.
yeah, and then they just became a cult of boy touchers
Unlucky.
while
What
condemning
about
boy
girls?
touchers.
Equality.
No, that
That's a
fucking
joke.
that kind of pissed me off in the movie when he was just like that whole thing they had when they're just like, no,
Women can't be pedophiles.
yeah, fuck you, dude. Like, that's not a
Yeah.
good argument at all, and I hate it. It was the fact, and I wanted him to finish it. I wanted the brother to be able to finish it, just to find out where his logic was going on why they can't be pedophiles, because they 100% can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was just part of this character's actually retarded, and like they knew that, so they went with it. Because like also later on in the movie, he's oh shit, I just had an example and I lost it. Oh, the whole we slept together thing. He's just like, no, sleeping's when you close your eyes. I'm pretty sure they're just showing that that character is retarded.
Yeah, again, that was just like the weirdness of that character. But then like I kind of liked that bit where he was just like, shut up, shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the actual like reasoning for it was stupid.
In order to have sex, the male has to shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I did like the relationship part of it though. Like they didn't do it too well. Like they built up some and then just like wanted to close off the movie basically. But like
Yeah,
I could
I
see
didn't
where
mind the
both.
interactions they had.
Yeah, and I could
But
see where both was coming from. Like the older brother wanting to like protect. It was one of those things where like that little bit hit me just a bit because I'm just like, no, I know what that guy's doing. I know it, and 100% I've been in those shoes where I've been like, no,
you
no,
were
like
part of a death cult.
no, I wasn't part of the death cult part. I don't know, maybe yeah, cult of Satan
You were
because I
trying to
live with
convince
one.
you were trying to convince Jordan that women can be pedophiles.
Dude, he knows that. It's a known fact.
Then whose shoes were you in?
Who's Jews?
Shoes.
Oh,
You said you
shoes.
were in those shoes, but it was a really bad joke. Don't worry about it.
I thought you said Jews, and I was like, I don't think I was, but who
One
knows?
of your ex-girlfriends could have been a Jew.
Could have been.
Probably
God.
the homeless one.
More, she's probably in a death cult.
Yeah, or just dead.
Hopefully.
OD'd onto a bridge somewhere.
Yeah. But anyways, back to that. Yeah,
That
like
was the weirdest fucking dick.
it definitely it definitely hit like an emotion with me just because I have been in where I want to protect Jordan, so I have been controlling in some parts where I was like, no, 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 like don't do that, like come on, like do it this way, and it's just so, and instead of just letting him sort of guide the
Make
way.
his own mistakes.
Yeah. I'm hoping I got better at it, but it's definitely it was one of those things that I don't know if like you have to be in a certain relationship in order to see that thing. So like not to say you guys don't have it, but just that little bit connected with me probably a little bit more than it did you guys in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, like that shit happens all the time, but like I let people make their own mistakes, generally speaking. I used to be really bad about being controlling of my friends.
But yeah, it's just that protectiveness because it's you can see that it's or in your head when it's happening, you can see that you're attempting to come from a place of good, but it ends up at some points coming harmfully, and then just having that resolution because even the quote right in the beginning of the movie, that quote about um, talking to your friends about your day to day stuff or something like that, and but talking to siblings. You usually wait for a convenient time, which is usually a
Being
deathbed.
deaf.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's how we're starting this movie. That's great. But no, it's yeah, that part of the movie hit me differently, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that quote's accurate for sure.
I'm not sure. I think I tend to talk to my. I mean, I have a very different
Yeah, but
family dynamic
You're
than most
friends
people.
with your family though. That's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, I tend to talk to my siblings about pretty much everything. Yeah, I definitely have a different family dynamic than most people, that's for sure.
You need
Having a mom and a dad.
Unlucky, maybe.
that love you.
Fucking check your privilege, Jeff.
Yeah. That's like
Oh,
there was
God, white, non-divorced parents. I am scum.
there was it was Kevin Hart. It was Kevin Hart and Pete Davidson. They were helping this family move, and Pete Davidson's he's a comedian, but he's famously known because he talks about because his father was one of the firefighters that died in 9/11. So they're in this house helping these people move, and he sees a picture, and he's just like, "Oh, so you have a dad?" They're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wow, that's nice. What's that like?" And just
Ah,
Kevin Hart just dies, and these people in the house are just like, I don't know what to do right now."
Yeah, I did all the time.
It's a
that's BM. Man.
But all right, what do you got? All right, let's get some ratings. We still got about 10 minutes to fill, but we can fill it with whatever. Let's get
Kill
the
me.
rating. Kill him.
Feel yourself first, Justin.
So empty.
It's about dad, isn't it?
Daddy there.
For rating, I would probably watch this movie again. Not because I enjoyed the characters or anything, but more because I enjoyed the concepts and would like to like work it into something else almost kind of thing. Like I'd watch it more as like research for like a D&D campaign of infiltrating a cult or cult dynamics or something like that. I like the idea more than the execution, so I'd probably just give this one like a flat 5. It's like right on the border of uh, watching it again and never watching it again. So
Yeah, I mean, I almost never rewatch movies unless it's for this podcast or they're like I really like them. So that's not really like a factor that goes into my choices. But yeah, I would say it's a really cool concept, but it's just like the execution is just not great. So I would say like yeah, between a 5 and a 6. So I'd probably say 5.5, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 6.5. Concept was good. Acting not so much, but the different not they're not like plot points, but what's the word for that? Where it's
art.
like different art, the arcs, like the different character arcs, just because of the emotion that it evoked and the way I was able to relate to it. Um, I enjoyed that, so it's 6.5 for me.
Average of 6.
Yeah, I probably would have liked it more if they spent like instead of from the perspective like they needed the brothers to be there to like get us to the cult area, but I would have liked it if they spent more time exploring the relationships between the other cult members, between each other, and how they feel about looping than what we got with like the brothers just being like retarded. Because like the girl that was interested in Aaron, and like she was in like a weird love triangle thing with the magician, like that was way more interesting than Justin running around in circles.
Oh, you're talking about the slut, the
What?
pedophile slut.
Why did she never fucking close her mouth? Jesus Christ.
Cause she always wanted, like, it's just a natural thing. His mouth is open, so
All
cock
right,
goes in.
slut shaming is bad for everyone. Okay,
Dude, I'd slut shame her if she was a dude.
Well,
why that
like, like
that is your
Crazy Carl or whatever the fuck his name is, he wanted his dick sucked.
Yeah, yeah, that guy.
and anyone that wants to get laid should not slut shame, right?
What if you don't want to get laid?
Then you're a weird Christian and fuck yourself.
But you can't do that though.
No, I'm
That,
not a Christian.
that's a form
Or
of
you're
being laid.
asexual, but that fucking whatever.
I'm just gonna throw it there. I'll pick on anyone. I don't care.
He even picks on fat people.
You're
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah, I
I
know.
am fat. Unlucky.
What else we got? What we got next week? Oh, our last
Rock
mind fuck. Mind fuck? You fucked
Mind
me up.
fuck.
I heard rock lobster and
Yeah.
it fucked me up. Is The Lobster. And it's going to be our final movie in the mind fuck season of By the Railside movie review podcast. It's going to
Yes,
be
like,
a banger. Probably not. We'll probably fuck it up and it'll be as equally average as all the rest of our podcasts. I don't think I think we got a little bit better.
I can't believe you
Banger
call
like
me
Zach's mom.
yuck.
You know what? How about? Do you want two moms? Fill in for that. Fill in for that missing dad. You can have her.
Walter Root. You get Justin's dad, he gets your mom.
I'm okay with this.
My mom got better as I got older. Your mom got worse, so that sounds like a bad trait.
No, you get to keep your mom, Justin.
Oh,
You get his mom and your mom. He gets his dad and your
Yeah.
dad.
It's like it's a balance. So it's like a yin and a yang. But
no.
come on, I'll give you $5.
Take my mom, please.
Well, so what are you guys feeling for the Twitch streams when we actually started? I know probably Justin will be alt rating more than likely.
So that is, as of right now, since we're 2-day clearing, it should be Thursdays. So we should, in theory, be good.
Excellent. So, in the comments or tweet at us or find some way to communicate what you guys want to see us play. For the most part, I think we just got either some multiplayer games, maybe do some commentary while we're playing. I'm pretty sure Jordan is going to make me play Dark Souls at some point.
Oh.
So, yeah, I just got a new controller. I'll have many on the way if we end up playing that fucking game. We're going to figure out how to do the remote play stuff so everyone can play as well.
In theory, that I think all you have to do is shift tab and hit share.
Yeah.
But no.
I just want to make sure because it's going to depend on Jeff's internet. Hopefully he'll be able to get it in. If not, you guys are going to get some commentary that's a little delayed. But I think that'll make it even more enjoyable. And then
Delayed gratification.
I think we might even, if we get a decent amount of people showing up, maybe we do like questions or suggestions. If you guys got stuff that you want to do or just want to come chat, throw it at.
We ever actually get some form of viewer base and whatnot, we could play that fucking stupid ass game that Donaldson loves.
Oh, Jackbox?
Yeah, those ones. My niece has fucking loved those things, and they can be funny at times, especially if you're playing with randoms that have the same sense of humor as you.
Yeah, so hopefully.
I mean, 90. Actually, probably a bad idea if they have the same sense of humor as us, because that'll get you banned from Twitch like instantaneously.
Oh yeah, it'll be bad. Like it's, ooh. But we'll figure it out. We'll maybe we can get someone to make a Discord or something like that where everyone can join in. I would invite you guys to our personal one, but I feel like someone's gonna be racist. Someone else is gonna be racist. All right. We've pretty much hit. We got 2 minutes to kill. What do you guys want to talk about?
Probably the socioeconomic dynamics happening between the Ukraine-Russia conflict.
British are bad.
Unlucky.
You guys watch that?
Pretty much all I got.
That HBO series Chernobyl. Have you seen that?
I did one.
It's very good.
Yeah.
All right. There was a lot of shit in that series that didn't actually happen, right? Like, it was definitely a dramatization.
Yeah.
Well, the cameras were melted, Jeff, so we don't have actual footage.
Unlucky.
That was good. What else? I watched it's World's Most Wanted. It's a Netflix documentary. And one of the guys, he ran out of Budapest. He's still around today. He's hidden in Russia. Well, he's not hidden. They know exactly where he is, but Russia won't extradite because he's paid off. He's basically like the top mob boss for I don't know if it's a Russian mob or because he was out of Budapest originally, but then I heard about the. You guys remember the bombings in London, like that, just after
Yeah.
9/11? Yeah, it's a girl that a white girl converted to Muslim, and she is the one that has been like it was helped plan those ones, and then a giant one in Kenya too. Fuck, I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember her name. They called her the White Widow because her husband was one of the suicide bombers in London. So they dubbed her the White Widow. But even talking to the police sometimes, she just came out. She was like, yeah, hey, yeah, here's all my stuff. Here's this, here's that. Super nice. No one knew what was going on. And then turns out she's a bitch.
She just wanted a divorce, so she had her husband blow himself up. Cheaper that way.
That's I guess it works. Don't get any ideas. People don't actually convince your significant other to blow themselves up. It's probably not a good idea.
Unless you're on your own property and don't hurt anyone else.
Yeah.
Because then I don't give a fuck.
For all intents and purposes, this was a joke. Don't
Allegedly.
sue Jeff. If you're gonna sue anyone, sue Justin. He's got more money.
The fuck?
He's like the most human rights person here. And you want them to sue him?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna
Dude,
fly.
get the video flag.
You gonna flag my video?
If the algorithm detects you saying bombing people, potentially.
Oh, it's gonna flag it regardless. I'm surprised like all of our videos aren't flagged. The amount of shit that we spew.
I mean, they're not monetized anyway, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, we'd never make money on anything unless we had
Yeah.
sponsors.
You have to have like 500 subs or something. Or is it 500 or 5,000 subs now to get monetized videos?
I think it's
Know anything
definitely
about
thousands.
YouTube?
We don't get our views from YouTube anyways. It's whatever's on Spotify and other random ass platforms.
No, YouTube has changed their thing recently. In order to get monetized, you have to have like 5,000 subs.
That way they can extract wealth from the people that get 15 minutes of fame.
Hell
Hog.
yeah.
Yeah, except we lost a subscriber, so I don't think we're hitting it.
Oh, I think it was probably just me because I was like going since I was redoing my YouTube channel. I had subscribed to a bunch of random ass shit on that thing, so I just unsubscribed to everything so that it wasn't linked to anything that didn't want to be linked to it, right? Because you can see other people's subscribers and all that jazz.
You don't want to be linked to us.
No, I just didn't want other people to be linked to me for whatever reason if they didn't want to be, because I mean, it wouldn't matter in the slightest. It's just something I did.
Fair
I
enough.
can resubscribe to you on my other YouTube channel so that your subscribers go back up.
Thank you.
Or YouTube account, not channel.
It's uneven now. It's at 9. I want 10.
Unlucky.
Yep. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Go follow us Twitter at @byrailside. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast. I don't know what else I'm fucking on.
Overcast?
I don't know what it is. It's what
This
they
is the
do.
rain.
Yeah. Anchor is where we
Going rain.
upload, so you can find all our links there. And next week, I'm going to try and figure out how to change the Twitch channel, and then I'll tell you guys what the name of that one is, too. Probably by the rail
Change?
side.
What do you mean? What? What are you trying to do?
Are you changing your Twitch channel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
I think it's just like an option in your dashboard.
Yeah, I just got to find it.
Yeah. They used to have a time limit on it, like once a month or something. You could change your name or something like that.
So see you guys next week.
Allegedly.